3, 2, 1.
There's your mark. You get to listen to that.
I do get to listen to that. Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm PK the World.
I'm sorry.
We're back for more EXP'd Gaming after like another month of no EXP'd Gaming. I'm just kind of happy that we did kind of I think it was in the last episode we just kind of said it's going to be infrequent.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So we didn't set ourselves up for failure like we have in the past.
We're gonna do it, maybe.
It's gonna happen. I can promise that. But anyway, we're back. Hopefully this is gonna be a really long video since last night we got verified.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because that allows us to have up to 15-hour videos. We could do...
I'm not going to do a 15-hour video with you.
Oh, no. But I'm just saying, if we wanted to do, like, a 12-hour, like, recording session of just jumping to random games and then compiling it into one video, we could do that.
Yeah, we could.
I don't know who would sit and watch it, but I'm certain that we could. Plus, I think verification allows us to do live streaming stuff, too, I think. Or you have to monetize for that.
I don't know if you have to monetize for that. I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah. But I know it opens up the channel to a lot of different stuff. Like, instead of separating the EXP'd Gaming episodes out into 4, 5, 6 parts, it's just one fucking video. Mm-hmm. Which is so much easier on me, because I only have to do the tiniest bit of editing on that point. But anyway, that's enough about updates on the show, other than... I do have a couple of talking points here really quickly about the show, and because in a recording session that I believe we brought it up in a recording session that didn't get...
We can enable it.
Oh, okay, so it is something we can do. Yeah. Awesome! But we did a recording session before this one, like 2-3 weeks ago,
yeah.
And...
It didn't work.
It didn't work. Because my end sucked. My end sounded like I was going through a tunnel constantly. But your audio was... The audio that you gave me was fucking fantastic.
Okay.
Your audio on my end was still better than my audio. And I was recording myself. I wasn't recording audio sounds of me. I was using this fucking microphone. I was pissed.
I bet you were.
I was fucking furious. 2 fucking hours, and I was so happy with the video. I was like, we talked about a whole bunch of stuff, and it was really funny. And I couldn't use fucking any of it.
Just ended, gone, nope, that didn't work.
Yeah, that's literally what it was. Like, I came to you, like, the next day, and I was like, I can't use what we recorded. Well, why not? Because it's shit. Because it fucking sucks. That's why.
It's a great reason.
Oh, that's right. Seamus is Toad. I forget he always uses Toad. But really quickly, in the last video I had brought up how in episode 3 we had mentioned that we were going to switch over to a more podcast setting.
Yep. Which
opens us up to just kind of bullshitting.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of breaks us off from the structure of, oh, well, we have to talk about games that we've played, and oh, we have to talk about games that are coming out, and blah, 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 blah. With the podcast setting, we can just kind of go, oh, hey, this game's coming out. Cool. I don't really care. Okay, let's fuck off.
Yeah.
So it just kind of...
Oh, I don't really care.
I don't really give a fuck. Okay, cool.
Oh, good for that.
Good for that. That's the thing. So... And this was something that we always talk about whenever we get into Eddie Izzard stuff, or Eddie Izzard, which I found out is actually the real pronunciation of his name.
Okay.
But his stand-up show structures are very... He has a topic, and then he fucks off from the topic after a while, and then he loops back into the topic. Like, Glorious is a good example of that, where he just...
Glorious is a really good example.
Because he brings it up in the show. And And that's how that relates to the Roman Empire. And it's like how socks were made or some shit. It's like completely...
It's really good links.
Yeah, it's just really off the trodden path. And I don't know how he does it, but he just somehow, like, circumnavigates back. It's really impressive. But that's kind of just... If you know Eddie Izzard's stuff, like, that's kind of how I figured we were going to do it. It's just kind of loop back into stuff. And then loop out. And then... just have a nice curly cue of...
It's gonna keep going.
Yeah, just going and going.
Lose track of where you're going, you get dizzy.
Exactly. So let's see, what do we want to talk about first? Well, we should probably talk about video games.
Should we?
Well, it's probably a good idea. So, as a lot of you have probably seen, I'm getting into recording horror games for the channel. And I started off with Cry of Fear, which, as I said in the start of that video, I noticed it does really well on other people's channels. Generally, a lot of people like watching Cry of Fear as a Let's Play, even if they've seen it before.
It's just fun to watch people freak out.
Yeah. Even I have to admit, that video is just for the middle bit, when you start going through the dark rooms with the X's and the camera. That bit is probably my favorite, just to watch over and over and over again, because there's a bit where you get to see me flail about with little T-Rex arms just kind of flailing my hands in my face, and it's like it's one of those you can't help but laugh at yourself.
You're very very animated when you scream.
I am. But on the topic of horror games, because this is going to be a series that I plan on playing for the channel since the finale of the series has been announced, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Mm-hmm.
Five Nights at Freddy's, the final chapter is what the next game is going to be called. That was announced just a couple of days ago, and it is set to be released on Halloween of 2015, this year.
It's a big gap.
Oh yeah. Really big gap. But he's probably already in the middle of production. If not, he had already started, like, just before he launched Five Nights 3.
Yeah.
And if any of you don't know, I'll toss up a picture right now. The image that he's posted is this really fucking creepy image of this just amalgamated animatronic, where it looks like it's Freddy, but it looks like it's a whole bunch of... Yeah, but it looks like it's a whole bunch of other, like, little tiny Freddys, and it's got a little top hat. It just looks so fucking gnarly and gross. But at the same time, it looks like it uses a whole bunch of some of the other animatronics. Like, you can kind of see some elements from the Spring Jack. But, again, there's, like, really not a whole lot to go off of. Other than... there's a whole bunch of little Freddy faces in this new Freddy suit, and yeah, it looks fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't, like, I was really into the Five Nights series based on the preview trailer for the first game. Because I thought it was a really cool idea that you were in essentially what, at the time, before we knew what Freddy Fazbear's Pizza was, a Chuck E. Cheese. A Chuck E. Cheese where Chucky and the other characters, the bird.
I don't know the other characters.
Yeah, like there's Chucky, and then there's the bird, and
I haven't been to Chuck E. Cheese since I was like 10.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, but those characters coming at you to fucking shove you into an animatronic suit.
Yeah,
I thought that was really cool. But then I kind of lost it because a lot of people were really hyped up about it, and a lot of people were doing Let's Plays on it, and I got worn out before I even played the series. And I haven't even touched the series whatsoever. And the third game has come out.
Yep.
And the fourth one has just been announced. And then Five Nights 2, I didn't I wasn't really hyped up for at all, because again, it was like the whole series was, to me, it was overhyped. I really didn't understand why people were getting into it, because I'm not necessarily a fan of jump scares. However, that's what the horror industry is right now. It's jump scares. And I like horror games, but
Yes,
I like the ambient horror games. I like Silent Hill and the original Resident Evils.
Yeah.
I like that atmospheric, you don't know what's going to come out at you next, and the moment you do, you're just going to be fleeing in terror. Or running and gunning that fucking monster down. But you can't do that in the Five Nights games. You're stuck in your chair, and either they get you or they don't.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then 3 got announced, and I got my interest was piqued because they were like, because he said, you know, okay, it's not 4 animatronics anymore. It's not 8 animatronics anymore. It's just the one.
It's one animatronic.
It's the one, and you're being fucking haunted by the other ones. And I thought that was really cool. And now this new one was announced, and my interest is totally piqued. I'm back into it, and it's like, oh, I want to play it. I want to play all of them. I want to fucking. But at the same time, like I want to play them, but I don't want to play one for the Foxy gift. That's really it. Like that was when my nope button happened for Five Nights 1. Was just like it was not like it's night 4 or night 5, and you flip over to the Pirates Cove camera, and the fucking sign switches over to yeah that right there, that image right there. He's gone from there, and then that thing turns into I'm coming for you. And then you switch over to camera 3 or no
4.
Yeah, it's one of those on the left side. But you switch over to one of the cameras in that hallway, and all you get is this gif of the only animatronic in the whole fucking game bolting down a hallway to come eat your face. And now, and like I said, that was when my fucking nope button happened. Like, no. I don't see the rest of these fuckers move. You can't do that to me. Like, it was just, nope. And then 2 was like, oh, you're not going off against 4. No. You're going off against 4 of the basic ones. And then you're going off against their toy versions. And then Balloon Boy and the Spring Jack, or the puppet.
The puppet.
And again, it was like, really 10? 10 fucking animatronics?
Yeah.
Yep. Fuck. It's just like, look at that. Look at Mangle. Look at it. It's fucking terrifying.
Mangle's my favorite. Next to Foxy.
It's just fucking terror. She's terrifying. But like it just kind of like my interest has been piqued in the Five Nights series again. And while we're on the topic, a lot of people already kind of know these facts. But Warner Brothers has recently bought the film rights to Five Nights at Freddy's.
For some reason.
Now, wait, does that say featuring Kevin Smith? Oh, yes! Yes, this commercial.
Yeah.
Stan Lee teaching all of them how to do cameos.
Yep.
But the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's, what's his name?
Scott Cawthon.
Yeah.
One like 3 things that has his name, Scott Cawthon.
Yeah, Scott Cawthon. He's gonna be like their constant advisor. Like, from what I understand, if what he says goes, and if he says it doesn't go, it's not a thing. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people are, and I kind of agree with a lot of people, I don't want the movie to be, God, that's just terrifyingly awesome fan art. I don't want the movie to be diluted from the games just to try and bring in a younger audience.
Yeah, no, it needs to be.
Because that's not the point of the games. The point of the games is you can be 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, and you can play these games, but you're gonna have some fucking shitty nightmares.
Mm-hmm.
You're never gonna be able to look at fucking Chucky and his buddies ever again in your little kitty gambling store.
If you're 6 and you looked at Chucky and was like, that's fine.
Either Chucky E. Cheese or Chucky the doll, either which way. Like, if you look at either one of those and you're like, oh, that's whatever. You are a brave child, and I commend you. But I genuinely don't think it's gonna be like people are gonna go see the movie regardless. Like, it's because people are gonna want to know, is the Five Nights at Freddy's movie as good as the games? As good as a movie based on this 2D, 3D,
2.5D.
yeah, you're only looking at all of like 20, at the very most, like 20, 30 different images at any one time.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they are gonna have to like the creator's really gonna have to like dig down deep and try and figure out, how am I gonna turn, because we don't even know specifically what game's being turned into a movie.
No.
It could be he's going from the start and starting with Five Nights 2 chronologically, because Five Nights 2 happens before Five Nights 1.
I don't know if they're gonna get the odds of it getting more than one movie are low.
Oh yeah,
because it's not like, as big as this is, it's not like a.
It's not a viable franchise unless the first movie does well.
Exactly.
So really, he could go anywhere. He could fucking do Five Nights at Freddy's 3, and you know, oh, it did really well because it was really fucking scary. There was only it's a monster movie.
Yeah.
It was a single it's a single monster movie. Or he could start out with Five Nights at Freddy's 1 and have, you know, the primary cast, the original characters, and everybody shitting their pants in the theaters because they're like, where's Bonnie coming from? Where's Chica? Where the fuck did Freddy go? Oh, there's fucking Foxy. God, I love, like, and like the community, the fan art community, not even just the fan art community, the music and the animations, and like Five Nights at Freddy's has really kind of built up like this really cool community of artists who are just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make animatronics doing weird, funny, silly shit because these games are fucking terrifying and I need to feel better about myself, you know.
You need to not be terrified.
I need to not be terrified. But yeah, like, I think it's really cool. I think it's cool, and I really hope that WB Studios doesn't try and
destroy it.
Yeah, I really hope they don't try and water down the experience, because all they're going to be doing is doing a disservice to themselves for more money. Because if a non-diluted Five Nights at Freddy's movie does really well, they could potentially do way more movies, and potentially Scott could do like a side series of games.
Yeah, he could try.
Like
do something.
Yeah, he could do like another game that's specifically talking about the backstory of the animatronics and the children, and or even that could be a movie in and of itself, is that whole backstory. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's probably not going to happen for like another 2-3 years.
It'll be a bit.
Yeah.
Probably.
But I'm waiting with bated breath. I want it to happen. I really do, and I want it to be good. God, look at that! It's fucking terrifying. Fucking Bonnie, toy for like the toy versions, in my opinion, are almost just as scary, if not scarier, than the originals.
Yeah.
Because they're supposed to be cute and cuddly and sweet, and then you have Chica where she just takes off her beak and is like, I'm gonna fucking eat your face. And then you have Bonnie doing that, just ripping open his whole face and going, look at my chompy jaws. Oh no. Oh, okay. And actually, on the topic of people buying film rights to things that they probably shouldn't buy film rights to, Fox Television has said that they're going to be doing a television remake of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. However,
I forgot about that.
the director has made a promise to remain faithful to the original script and score, but he wants to greatly reimagine the Rocky Horror Picture Show visually. He wants to update the look. Now, in terms of the score, I want to know, is he going to just do the score all over again with all of the new actors? Or is he going to be bringing in the original soundtrack? Which would be a little bit tougher to do, because if you watch Rocky Horror Picture Show, you know Tim Curry is Dr. Frankenfurter.
Yeah.
And so looking at not Tim Curry doing Tim Curry would probably be a little weird.
Yeah. Yeah, probably would.
Yeah. So I would imagine he's probably going to be just completely redoing those, but he wants to remain as close as possible to the original text, which I think is a smart idea, because it'll bring in the fans who are like, but you know, I hate non-faithful remakes.
Yeah.
And I think that's where he's doing it right. However, he needs to stay with that promise. If he breaks that promise whatsoever,
they're gonna get jumped on.
he's gonna get jumped on. He's shot himself in the foot, and people are gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
And Fox is probably gonna want its money back.
Yeah, probably.
And I also want to mention, this is going to be a TV movie for Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yep.
So it's going to be the whole Rocky Horror Picture Show for television.
Yeah. Which is gonna be weird.
Yeah.
Edited down.
Yeah, because like they almost do have to cut out like a lot of scenes. Like they have to cut out the scene where Frankenfurter is going room to room and fucking with Brad and Janet and making them cheat on each other.
Yeah.
And then Janet starts fucking Rocky, and then
Yeah.
like, there's a whole bunch of story that they're probably going to have to drop because it's going to be for TV.
Yeah.
And
Most likely.
like, I love Rocky Horror Picture Show, but of course, Rocky Horror Picture Show for me was a Christmas present at the age of 14 or 15. 15, because I was in high school at that point. Or no, I was a freshman, so I would have been 14.
He's still in high school.
Well, yeah, but I was thinking, but 15 would have put me in sophomore year. I was freshman when I got the movie, and then for some reason, like, I brought it up at one of the club meetings, and then it just blew up. Like, everybody was like, oh yeah, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
What the fuck? So it's just kind of like, I mean, you have your weird people like you, me, some of our old friends from high school, and our parents who like those kinds of movies, but then you have those really sort of conservative parents. I need to plug this in.
New
But you have your really conservative families that are like, why the fuck is this heathenist bullshit on my television?
Yeah, people do that.
At prime time when I want to be watching, fuck, what's on Fox?
You don't watch prime time anything.
No, I don't. I really don't. So I don't even. I'll use CSI Cyber. I want to watch CSI Cyber, not this heathenist bullshit. I don't want to be watching a alien transvestite that's not a transvestite but is. Making Adonis. Actually, I kind of like the Adonis, but like, I don't know. Like it just kind of. It's one of those. Sorry. It's one of those. There's the audience for it, but don't make it a TV movie.
Because you're shoving it more into the public eye.
Yeah. The reason Rocky Horror Picture Show did so well was because it gathered an underground following.
It was a play at first.
Yeah, it was a play at first, and then it turned into a movie.
Because that's the same with things like Hair when it first came out, was a play.
Yeah. Or, what's the John Waters film? Hairspray. Hairspray was like, Hairspray's fucking weird. If you watch the original Hairspray, that shit is fucking weird. That is no Amanda Bynes, John Travolta dressing up as a woman bullshit. That is fucking this woman Divine who's playing the mom, who in a prior John Waters movie had played, well, herself, Divine, and at the end of the movie picked up a pile of dog shit and ate it. And that's Pink Flamingos. Don't go watch Pink Flamingos. Don't. That is the John Waters movie that will ruin your psyche. My mother had me watch Pink Flamingos when I was fucking 13.
Well, and then, like, Hair was controversial when it came out as a play because it was a play in live theater that had a skinny dipping scene, and the actors actually got completely naked on stage.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was like, that's really, what the heck are they doing?
Yeah. Like, I mean, I understand, like, stuff like Rocky Horror Picture Show it's in the mainstream now, but I still feel like stuff like Rocky Horror Picture Show, the draw to it is the fact that it's a cult classic.
Mm-hmm.
Like...
And that it's better than the second one.
Yeah. What was the second one?
Shock Treatment.
Shock Treatment.
Don't watch Shock Treatment.
I've never watched Shock Treatment. I had the 75, or not, the 25 year or whatever.
So do we.
Yeah.
It's it's the Brad and Janet are different. It's horrible.
Oh, that's right.
It's absolutely horrible.
That's right, because they couldn't get the original actors. But yeah, like, I mean, I have high hopes for it, because I really don't want to see Rocky Horror Picture Show done bad, because we live in the Northwest. Like, we live literally, like, 20 minutes from Portland.
Yeah.
And Portland is now currently the longest running Rocky Horror Picture Show cabaret show.
Yeah.
In the United States, which is fucking awesome. I would never want to go to it because I don't want to go to it.
You never find it because it's in Portland.
Well, I know exactly where it is. My father could take me.
Right.
Actually, they also have a same type of show for Repo the Genetic Opera.
Ah,
yeah.
I wouldn't watch that. As a...
Well, they put it up on the screen,
okay.
and you participate. That's kind of how Repo got its start as well.
I don't know if I could watch Repo in a theater.
In a theater with people throwing shit and
I like Repo too much to enjoy it with other
people. Like, and that's kind of how I feel about Rocky Horror. Plus, if you go into the cabaret show and they know you're new, you have to get up on stage. They force you up on stage to join in with the cabaret. And I just don't agree with that. If I don't feel comfortable enough doing it, don't force me to do it.
Yeah.
I'm spending money on this thing to come have some fun. Don't force me to do something I don't want to do. No, David Lynch.
Just hair.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. But, yeah, so that's Rocky Horror News, if anybody cares.
There's 3 talking points off of your list of 50.
Yeah, off of my massive one. Still on the topic of movies, just rolling with movies. Recently, and again, I'm just gonna toss pictures up. Jared Leto's Joker for Suicide Squad, and I believe a small scene in World's Finest, the Batman vs. Superman movie, was released. I don't know if this is like a set in stone look, but a lot of people are really kind of nitpicking it and, you know, saying it looks really weird and it looks kind of creepy. You know, it doesn't look creepy. It looks way too silly.
It doesn't look enough like Joker.
Well, a lot of people are still associating Joker with Heath Ledger. And I completely agree. Like, Heath Ledger was a really good Joker. He was the perfect combination of wacky Joker antics, but still the homicidal maniac that continued to drive Bruce Wayne to be Batman because of this crazy psychotic sociopath.
Yeah.
But Jared Leto, if you follow like a lot of his Twitter posts, I don't use Twitter. I don't, but I go onto Facebook, and a lot of the sources that I follow on Facebook
Go to Twitter.
Yeah. So I technically use Twitter vicariously. I use it through other mediums. And he's slowly been building the character himself. Oh yeah, the joke. Oh, this is what. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he's in the right direction.
He wants to do something different. When you're making Joker, you have two options, and that's to go the comfortable route that everyone's used to,
Which is go silly and goofy.
or try something new.
Yeah. And do what Heath Ledger did. And I can't blame him for doing what he's doing, because he is going a completely new route.
Yeah.
He is going in a place we've never kind of seen the Joker go in the movies.
Yeah.
In a live version of the character.
The comics Joker can do whatever he wants. He ripped his own face off.
Yeah, got his own fucking face surgically removed and then stitched back on. I think that's my favorite moment of New 52. Fucking issue 3 of Detective Batman. Fucking, oh yeah, that was fantasmic. And then his face is just, or no, it's issue 2, and his face is just fucking tacked on the wall. Like, yeah, that is the look I really, really want to see the Joker go for. I really want the dollmaker Joker to have even just the tiniest little fucking cameo.
Yeah.
Like, I want that bit of the Joker to kind of pop up a little bit somewhere.
Yeah.
Also, we have some kind of color footage or images of I'm sorry, Jack Nicholson Joker is goofy as fuck. I don't care what anybody says. Like, Jack Nicholson Joker was goofy as fuck. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, fucking look at that. Look at it. Like,
It's great.
It's great. But those movies were going for a comedic representation of those characters. Like, come on, they put Batman... And, like I said, we have color photos of supposedly what Ben Affleck is supposed to look like in the Batsuit, and it pisses me off that they went back to the rubber fucking cowl.
Yeah.
It, like, come on! There are 4 fucking movies explaining why a rubber cowl for fucking Batman is a dumb idea. He has to move his whole fucking body to look at something.
Yeah.
That's why I like the Christopher Nolan Batmans. Because Batman could swivel his fucking head. Like, I know that's really something stupid to bitch about, but Batman wouldn't do that.
No.
He wouldn't put himself in a restraining outfit.
No.
Unless he thoroughly had to. Which we have seen in some iterations of Batman. But it's usually when he's fighting characters like Bane.
He's wearing like thicker suits.
Yeah. So it, like, we see those instances where he limits his range of motion, but it's for power to fight these big powerhouse villains. And, I mean, like, if they maybe tack on something on top of Ben Affleck Batsuit, because he is going to be fighting Superman in this movie, then maybe I can understand and I can let it go and I can, just let bygones be bygones. But god fucking damn it. I'm so fucking cranky pissed off. Like, I like the general look for the suit, because they are going for Dark Knight Returns Batman. They're going with the smaller bat ears and the bigger bat symbol, gray and black suit. I was really kind of hoping that they, like, I know this is really kind of stupid. I really want to see blue and gray Batsuit.
Yeah.
I know that's really stupid, but I love blue and gray Batsuit. Just because of the Adam West history behind it. Mm-hmm. Like when they announced a new Batman and a new Batsuit, I really was like, oh, come on, blue and gray. Like, they announced that gray was going to be a part of it. And I was like, come on, blue and gray, with the stupid little yellow bat symbol. Come on, blue and gray. And it was black and gray. I was like, okay, whatever. They're going with an older Batman look anyway. Okay, I can get behind it.
It's okay. I can deal with that.
Yeah. But yeah, like, Batman vs. Superman is supposed to, like, I mean, we haven't really seen anything for it, but I'm hoping it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I want to give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to see the new Superman movie still, though. I keep hearing so many people go, it's bad. And it's because Superman's boring. I'm gonna get castrated for this, but Superman's fucking boring. He has every superpower. He has basically invulnerability, except for, oh, if people know my secret identity, they can get to my family. Every superhero has that vulnerability. And, oh, well, my other weakness is the super rare space rock that somehow all of my supervillains are still somehow able to get their hands on. He's so... Like, he's an interesting character when he's able to pontificate and really bring out the humanity in himself and really kind of stretch out an olive branch to those other characters.
Yeah.
Like, there's the scene that I always see whenever I'm on Tumblr of, it's like the first time that, Shazam comes around and he accidentally kills a whole bunch of people. Because, a friend of his dies due to a gang attack or something like that. And if some of you don't know, Shazam is either one child or a group of children.
It's one.
Well, it depends on some iterations, because I've seen some iterations Shazam can be like a group of 5 children that come together to become Shazam. But that was, I only saw that in Flashpoint Paradox movie.
Yeah.
So
originally it's 1.
Yeah. And Superman goes and he finds Shazam and he's kind of, just like, oh, that was really stupid. You killed so many innocent people, blah, blah, blah. And Shazam, like, just drops his guard and he becomes a kid again. And, Superman's just like, oh shit, this is a kid. He had no idea what he was doing. Who the fuck gave you these powers? So he goes and he finds the old man that bestows the power of Shazam. The Wizard of Shazam or something. Shazam Wizard, I don't know. And, there's this big argument going on. And the Wizard tells him, somebody has to guide this kid because he has these powers now. I can't really take him away. Yeah. And so Superman goes to this kid, finds out where he lives, and this kid, lives in, the ghetto of the ghetto. He lives in an abandoned apartment building with drugs and drunks and abusers, and he's just in this room by himself. And Superman comes to him as Clark Kent, and this kid is just kind of, he's this grumpy homeless kid, and he's like, well, what the hell do you want? Are you from child services? Blah blah blah. And Superman, or Clark Kent, does what Clark Kent never does. He reveals to this kid, I'm Superman. I'm the guy you were just talking to the other day. Yeah. And, that's the Superman I like. I like the human-driven Superman. I really do. And that's a Superman I want to see. I don't want to see Superman wrecking half of the city, killing thousands of people, and there's really no
repercussion.
Yeah, there's no repercussion to it. Because a lot of people have said that about the movie, is he destroys just city block after city block after city block, and there's no repercussion at the end of the movie because they're just like, oh, he's the savior of the city and he's a space alien. It's okay, we can pay off these billions of dollars in damages. Yeah. And again, that's not a Superman I like, because Superman would try and cause as little damage as possible. I don't care how untrained he is. This is the protector of humanity. If he has to destroy a whole city block because he's fighting Doomsday, that's just what he has to do to beat Doomsday.
Yeah, but he holds back most of the time.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So, yeah, I don't... And plus, DC is, they did, a whole embargo thing where they were like, oh, we don't really want comedy in our movies because... And this isn't something they've said, but Marvel has basically cornered the market on comedic superhero movies. So DC wants to corner the opposite end of the market with your grungy, dirty, gritty superhero movies.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but if you have characters like Barry Allen, what are you going to do with Barry Allen? Is he just going to sit there? Yeah, it's boring. You know, and they want to bring in characters like Cyborg. Cyborg's a pretty snarky son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have these comedic characters, and you're saying, no, we don't want them to be comedic. You know, we don't want these comedic characters to be who they are. That's just fucking boring.
Yeah.
I don't want Batman with super speed. I don't want silent, brooding superheroes. I want characters. I want people. I just... And it's, like, I don't understand why DC doesn't figure that out.
Yeah.
Like, because people want human beings. They want to be able to connect with these characters on an emotional level. But to have Batman and Superman and Flash and Wonder Woman and Aquaman, who's going to be played by the guy who played the big muscly dude in Game of Thrones.
I don't know who that is. I don't care.
I
watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I can't remember, like, the name of the character is like Khal Drogo or something like that. Drago.
Okay.
Big muscly beefcake of a dude. Like, he I believe he's Pacific Islander, and like he fits the role for like a really cool Aquaman.
That's not a good Aquaman. There's only one good Aquaman.
New 52?
No.
No? Oh, the Aquaman with the hook?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's the Aquaman he's going to be playing.
That's the best Aquaman.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the only interesting Aquaman.
Yeah. I think he's playing that Aquaman pre-hook. I think. But he's, you know, big, muscle bound with the trident. I'm interested to see him play Aquaman because Aquaman's kind of a boring hero.
Yeah.
Like, or he can be. A lot of people really.
Nobody knows how to write Aquaman.
Yeah, nobody knows how to write a really cool Aquaman. Because, like, all they really know how to write is, like, a Justice Friends Aquaman.
Yeah.
And that's boring. But yeah, DC, like, I just kind of feel like DC's kind of disconnected from their fan base at the moment. Because a lot of DC fans are like, come on, give us this, give us this, give us this. A lot of people want Wonder Woman. We want Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman. Lasso of Truth. Bracelets of fucking invincibility. But somehow she's still invulnerable, but she uses the bracelets to... I don't know. It's a whole thing. And the tiara, I don't know what the tiara does. I can't remember.
You don't watch bloody DC.
I don't... Like, I like DC, but it's just like really, this is my encounter with DC. My favorite DC superhero is fucking Static Shock. Like, I'm not even gonna fucking lie and skirt my fucking way around it. Static is my favorite fucking DC hero. Mm-hmm. And he was a Vertigo character, wasn't he, originally?
I think so.
Yeah. But he wasn't owned by DC originally. He had his own original run of comics, and then DC bought him. He had a small run of comics. They gave him a cartoon. He had another small run of comics, and then he was brought back for New 52, and then now he's gotten shoved into Teen Titans after 9 issues of his own series.
Yeah. Which
sucks, because I like the Static comics. Like, they were so cool, because they were, like, expanding on the universe of the cartoon, but they were also kind of tossing in things that had happened post-cartoon, but in a... Like, it was just really cool. I really liked it, and they were giving him new powers. There was... Yeah. I thought it was awesome.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, so, like, my mom was DC. My mom was a DC kid. Mm-hmm. Like, she was in high school, and I believe she bought, or no, she didn't buy, she read, The First Death of Superman.
Oh, okay.
Like, when she was in high school. I think she told me she was a sophomore when Superman died for the first time ever. Mm-hmm. And, like, that was huge shit back in, like, the 80s. You know, Superman, the fucking Man of Steel, dead.
Yeah.
And then a whole bunch of Man of Steels from different universes popped in, and then somehow the original got resurrected. I don't know. It's weird superhero mumbo-jumbo where the hero never dies. although he does. But I was always Marvel growing up. Like, I was always, Spider-Man and fucking, Ghost Rider and Blade, and actually I was more of your darker Marvel superheroes.
Yeah.
Hogfather. Yeah, but I feel like Marvel is really listening to their fan base. Like, the Marvel fans are asking for more this, for more that. And Marvel's listening. I mean, Miss Marvel went from being Miss Marvel to Captain Marvel, and now the new Miss Marvel is a teenage, I believe she's Muslim.
Okay.
But she's a teenage Muslim girl. And a lot of people are really happy and so excited about it because it's, it's different, it's new, it's something awesome. And then, like Captain America, something weird is going on with Steve Rogers where he's getting old, so Bucky had to take over the mantle. But Bucky doesn't want to have the mantle of Captain America for so long. So now, I can never remember the name of the person, but Falcon's taking over as Captain America, which, again, people are really excited about. They're all happy and giddy and woo, 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 fucking stuff. And
I don't know why Falcon's awful.
Falcon's
an awful superhero.
I think they went with Falcon because he still embodies what Captain America stands for.
It works. It's just he's still awful.
As Falcon,
like the worst superhero.
As Falcon, yes, he's a pretty boring superhero. I will admit, he can fly and he can do weird little wing attacks. Like, I agree with you there. He's a really weird, esoteric superhero. But again, like, I think they went with Falcon because a lot of kids want that representation. They want more black superheroes. They want that. And, like, for them, I think it was just, well, Falcon is kind of one of Steve's other best friends, and he stands for what Steve stands for, so why not just have him be the same character, and to have Bucky still be Winter Soldier? I just kind of think, like, how that board meeting went. They were just like, well, we kind of can't have Bucky be, Cap for so long because he is the Winter Soldier and he has other stuff to do because he is technically a merc. You can't have your righteous, character have red in his ledger.
Yeah.
So I think when they went with Falcon, it was just kind of like, it was an obvious choice because I rambled on about it like 5 times. So I just think like Marvel is more in tune with its fan base. Like they want to listen. They want what do they want? What do they want? They want that. Okay, how can we give them that? Like the new Thor. I can't remember I can't remember the name of the person. I can't remember her name. But the new Thor is a woman. Yeah. And Thor has never been a woman before. Thor has been Beta Ray Bill, the Thor, Odin's son.
Yeah.
And
kind of, because Beta Ray Bill was just a space Thor.
That's right. And then there was one other Thor. Beta Ray Bill had Mjolnir for a little bit. Yeah. He had the power of Thor for a small little bit. So again, Marvel is just kind of going, well, people want this, we need to deliver.
Yeah,
However, they're still not planning on a Black Widow movie anytime soon. But they're planning on a Miss Marvel movie, or Captain Marvel.
I'm okay with it. Black Widow's also boring.
I think they could do a really interesting backstory movie. Because they haven't really discussed about where Black Widow came from in the movies before. Well, they haven't described the program that she was in from a very young age. Mm-hmm. They haven't... we kind of get that from Agent Carter, which I haven't watched, but apparently, that is something that's talked about very briefly, is this Black Widow program. Mm-hmm. Actually, I'm not really up to date on Marvel TV whatsoever, because Joss Whedon has come out and said that... Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. isn't canonical with the movies, because he has said, and I don't know if this is going to hold up in the movies, Coulson's dead.
Yeah.
Coulson is fucking dead. What happened to him at the end of fucking Avengers 1 happened to him. He is dead. He is gone. He is... Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is just kind of like, well, what if...
What if he didn't die?
Yeah, what if he didn't die? And that's why they're still tying into the movies, is because it's just an alternate timeline where he didn't die. Or he did, but there was a whole experiment thing that brought him back from the dead. And Agent Carter, I want to watch Agent Carter because it looks interesting. I do kind of like that old World War II era look behind it.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm a sucker for strong female roles. I really am. Like, you give me a strong female protagonist, and I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. However, Elektra was shit. That movie was crap. I don't care what you say. I just it was boring. There was nothing going on in that movie.
Man.
But of course, kind of the same thing could be said about Daredevil. I liked it too, but really not much happened. It was, he's blind, and now here's Elektra, and now here's a cool fight scene with the two, and then like the really cool scenes were the rain scenes.
Mm.
When you got to see his sonar radar, you know, put together what somebody looked like because he could hear the raindrops, and like that was really cool. Those were really cool scenes.
Yeah.
I just spittled a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. It just I like comics, and I want to get more into comics, and I feel like it's just something I want to get into. Like, I haven't really like jumped headfirst into comics before. Like, I have, but it was very briefly into DC, and comics really aren't that expensive.
Not
There
really.
is, if you're buying from an independent company, they're as expensive as like $8 per issue.
Yeah.
But if you're buying DC or Marvel, they're really cheap. They're like $3-4 per issue.
Yeah, it can mass produce.
Yeah, but it's still like, I know, like, I'm so broke, it's hard to make up that fucking $4 a month.
Yes.
It's horrible to say. I'm so broke, it's hard to make up $5 a month. But yeah, like, comics I really want to get into because, like, it's a medium I haven't explored yet.
Yeah.
Well, like, fully explored. Like, I've gotten into animation, I've gotten into video games, and I've gotten into this and that, and, you know, this, that, the other thing. But comics is like a new frontier for me. But anyway, off of comics. More towards back towards no, actually we do have to get back towards comics just very briefly. Just a little bit, because, and a lot of people already know this, the Deadpool movie is rated R.
Good.
Yes, it's rated R. It's gonna be awesome. So far, the scene that they're filming currently is the leaked test footage, quote unquote.
Okay.
That was leaked a couple of months ago. That's the scene they're currently in the midst of filming.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks really cool. I have a whole bunch of pictures that I'm gonna toss up. And like the suit. The fucking suit. Like it, you know, a lot of people's big issue with Deadpool, movie-wise, was Wolverine Origins.
Yeah.
Because they were like, oh, here's Wade Wilson, but it was Deadpool.
Yeah.
It wasn't Wade. Like, Wade was supposed to be Wade Wilson was the Merc with the mouth.
Yeah.
Even before he was Deadpool, but like, for some reason, like, he was still a mutant in the movies, even though Deadpool's a mutate.
Yeah.
And like, the movie was weird, and they turned him into X. I think what was it, 21? Was what they turned him into? They turned him into X11 because they turned him into 11 because Wolverine was Weapon X.
Yeah.
So he was Weapon XI. And it was really weird. They gave him Cyclops powers, and
They gave him a weird mismatch of everybody's.
Yeah,
stuff.
they give him the Nightcrawler poofy, or no, because Nightcrawler wouldn't have been born at that point. They gave him Azazel's poofy power.
Yeah.
And like it was just so weird. It was a weird movie, especially to like kind of bring in Deadpool, because I think like Wolverine hadn't met Wade until he became Deadpool, like way after the Weapon X program. But they're fixing that, and it's gonna be fourth wall breaking, and it's gonna be funny. I have an image that I am going to toss up now, which actually I'm going to show to you, which I don't know if you've seen it yet. Gotta get out of those, and into that folder, and that. It's, so what they're doing for scenes to get the eyes to animate and articulate is they're using the dots to, visually, once they go in and add the CGI, they'll add the whites over his eyes, over this bit, and then they'll just make this kind of scrunch and wiggle and yeah. So whenever they decide to do scenes where that needs to happen, that's what they do. Is they go to the suit, they remove the white lenses that they have on it, or they put on a different headpiece. I'm not totally sure, and they just paint on the little green dots, and that's their marker for okay. Well, here are points for where we need the eye mask, or the eye bits on the mask to move. And again, it's a really good fucking costume for Deadpool. And like in this image that we're looking at right now is what Ryan Reynolds is going to look like without the face mask and all of that. And you had mentioned when I showed the image to you that he didn't look.
It's not quite Deadpool.
Yeah, it's not quite as cancerous as he is, but. And again, you had also brought up that it's probably because they still need to go, oh, look, it's Ryan Reynolds.
You still need to be able to tell that it's Ryan Reynolds, and you kind of can't when it's like really, really, really cancer-ridden.
Yeah. That, where it's basically just molten flesh, yeah. Yeah, like it seems like the one that you were just on. Yeah, it seems like that's more the look that they're going with.
Yeah. Instead of the like cancer type.
Yeah, instead of like almost burn victim is almost what you could call that. Is just kind of but this is coming from me who. Like, I only recently got into Deadpool, like, within the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've read all of his original run of comics in the 90s up to a certain point, which is really quite interesting to kind of get that introduction to the character.
Yeah. Because
he hasn't hit that point where he's breaking the fourth wall and he's self-aware. He's just kind of like this really goofy, silly character, but he's just sad.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they really start elaborating more on this character and his past and who he was, and like why he's this womanizing asshole. It's really just kind of weird to see that character when you come from a point where you're like, oh, this is a funny, silly, happy character, and he's, fourth wall breaking. Like, it's just so weird to have that shift and go, wow, like, this character was so deep and confound in the early stages. Yeah, and, like, it's, like, and... But they're still gonna be like really silly and goofy with it. Again, this is another image I'm popping up right now that we're currently looking at. Like it's gonna be silly, it's gonna be goofy, it's gonna be rated R. But a lot of people that I know online have also brought up that like rated R Deadpool movie is fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But what's gonna be even funnier is Deadpool in an X-Men movie that's rated PG-13, because PG-13 movies only get one fuck bomb for the whole movie. Like maybe two if they really like, come on MPAA, just let us have that Just let us have the PG-13. Okay, but little to no swearing elsewhere.
Yep.
Or no violence for that second F-bomb.
Yeah.
And, like, somebody had brought up, but, like, Deadpool's gonna be that character who realizes, oh shit, we only get one fuck for this whole movie. We only get the one. We only get the... And he's gonna, like, hold it for the perfect moment, and then, like, Wolverine's gonna step right in and drop the fuck bomb, and he's gonna just freak out, like, no!
Yeah.
That was mine!
Yeah.
Like, I don't, it's really cool that they kind of... Okay. That's... like, there's some other stuff that's gonna be popping around, or coming around.
Mm-hmm.
Really quickly, because we only have so much time left, because we're at about an hour in. A little over an hour in. Really quickly, some game announcements. Square Enix has announced Deus Ex: Mankind Divided.
You're excited about that?
I am excited about that because I think it was in the prior, not the episode that didn't get, or that was recorded, but I had to trash. But in the prior episode, I had mentioned that I like those kinds of games because they do, like, bring up, those sort of questions of, that's something I got to talk about really quick after this.
Yeah.
But, damn it, I'm so excited I want to bring that up. But I like the concept and the talks of our human body modifications to that point of bionic limbs and all of that, of just choice, when people are able to choose to have those bionic enhancements. Is that good or is that bad? Are we becoming less human and more something else?
Yeah.
And I really hope that Mankind Divided really talks about that a little bit more. Just solely based on the title. Mankind Divided. That is something I really like. Come on. It's in the title. That is something you have to talk about now.
Yeah.
It's going to be following Adam Jensen again, because the main character in the original Deus Ex games, 1 and 2, isn't Adam Jensen.
Okay.
However, the character from the first 2 games is referenced in Human Revolution.
Okay.
Which is really weird because they have similar looks and blah blah blah. Again, really quickly cutting through games just because there's something I really would quickly, like, you and I got to talk about. Call of Duty 3, or Call of Duty Black Ops 3 has been announced. It's going to be Treyarch again. Zombies. And they're jumping further into the future. And it's going to be silly and goofy because it's Treyarch.
Treyarch know how to make games.
Yeah.
I trust Treyarch.
Fatal Frame 5, Oracle of the Sodden Raven.
We actually get
US and Europe release for the Wii U in late 2015.
Since we didn't get 4.
Because we didn't get 4. Silent Hills has been canceled.
Yeah.
Because
I figured that would happen.
Yeah. Because Hideo Kojima has left Konami.
Yep.
However, Konami has said that they still want to do more with the Metal Gear Solid series, and they do want to still do more with the Silent Hill series. However, Silent Hills is being canceled. Because
it was a Hideo Kojima game.
Because it was a Hideo Kojima game directed by Guillermo del Toro, starring Norman Reedus. It was a whole bunch of really weird things that I think would have worked for it in the end, but it's just not going to be a thing that we get.
They lost the important part of that, which is Kamiya.
Yeah,
so,
you can't do a Kamiya game without without Hideo Kojima.
Hideo Kojima.
Oh no, they really can't. And I think that's all I have for gaming. Yes, other than the Valve selling premium mods thing.
But that already got pulled.
That already got pulled. My comments on it was, originally I thought it was a cool idea until I learned more that Valve and Bethesda, because the starting game was going to be Skyrim for premium mods, I thought it was a really cool idea until I found out that Valve and Bethesda would have kept 75% of the profits. So if somebody would have been selling a $50 mod, or what was my example? If they would have been selling a $10 mod, Valve and Bethesda would have gotten $7.50 themselves, which means the producer, the creator, would have only gotten $2.50 as a profit.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit and it's stupid. And it was a good idea for the mod community, but it just wouldn't have worked out in the end anyway.
It wasn't like it because it was paywalling, and paywalling is stupid.
Yeah.
People already complain about DLC.
Exactly. PayPal has had a TOS change, a terms of service change. Basically, if you use their service to sell something, PayPal instantly owns all of those rights to that property. Even if you have already legally owned the copyright for those properties, because you were using their service, their terms of service have said that they now own your copyrights because you're using them to sell something. Which is stupid, it's dumb. If you're currently using PayPal to sell your stuff, jump ship. Somebody had mentioned use Google Wallet is a really good jump. I really wanted to bring it up because I have art buddies out there, and I really want to I want my art buddies not get fucked over by this stupid thing that apparently has just been going down the shitter for the last 2-3 years. But anyway, the big thing that I've been wanting to talk about and you've been wanting to talk about, and it's awesome, fucking Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah.
Another Dragon Ball series. Fucking right after Fakatsu no F, we're getting another series written by Akira Toriyama, and it's going to be between GT and the 2 new movies.
Yep.
It's going to be after the 2 new movies, after Fakatsu no F specifically, but it's going to happen before GT.
Yep.
Which, okay, already adult Gohan and adult Videl.
Which is good because in GT they didn't do anything.
Exactly. Now,
Gohan was really boring. In
yeah.
GT.
Now just keep with me. Teenage Gotenks.
They had that in GT, but he was boring.
God damn it!
Because he was dating people in GT.
I hope they don't make him boring, but the Teenage Gotenks.
They can do whatever, because he's making it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's gonna be so fucking cool. It's gonna be awesome.
And I watched GT.
And I really want to know if the 2 movies are gonna be canonical or not.
Because they are.
Yeah, because Fakatsu no F and Battle of Gods are...
Battle of Gods is canonical, I know that.
Yeah. And Fakatsu no F is supposed to be a sequel, which is unprecedented in the Dragon Ball movies. Well, besides the Brolys.
Well, the Broly's aren't really
canon. And the Coolers.
Broly 1 and 2 are sequel movies. 3 doesn't really... 3's just Broly's still a thing, and it's not.
Yeah.
Cooler, Revenge of Cooler and The Return of Cooler are a sequel thing.
Yeah.
But the rest aren't.
But a direct, continuation is, really weird, where there's no sagas in the middle that, the heroes were doing something, and then, they came back and... it's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna love it. It is gonna be cool. It is gonna be fucking sweet. And I wanna know what they're gonna do. And I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I really wanted to talk about it because Dragon Ball Super, fucking 20 years later, this man has decided. You know what? We've already done 2 movies. Let's do another series.
Let's do a whole other series.
Let's do a whole other series. Which also, and we talked about this before, not in recording, Battle of the Gods has a lot of elements from GT in it.
Yeah.
Such as Baby Pan, or...
Vidal's pregnant with Pan.
Yeah, Vidal's pregnant with Pan. Or it might not be Pan. It might be a little boy this time around.
Yeah, they could do whatever.
Yeah, they could do whatever.
They can make GT not canon, which would annoy me a little bit, because GT's silly.
Which is apparently the reason why people didn't like GT.
I love GT.
Even though Dragon Ball is goofy as fuck.
GT, there's a defense for it, is a mixture between the feel of Dragon Ball and the feel of Z.
Yeah. The goofiness of Dragon Ball, but
the first half of GT is literally Dragon Ball. It's them going around the galaxy looking for the Dragon Balls as a group. It's just Dragon Ball again, and it's great. It's fun.
I do need to watch.
Not to mention it's ridiculous. It just ramps.
God, those box sets are gorgeous.
Don't they? Now I have to take a picture of them again.
There was fucking... Okay, so there's one day we went to this video buyback store, literally called Buybacks.
There's only 4 in the country.
Yeah, and Sarek had found, somebody had brought in their entire collection of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball GT. And you know what Sarek did in one swift motion for what, $300?
That was about 200 something.
Yeah, 200 something. Bought all of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball GT. God damn it, this is gonna bug me because I watch fucking Abridged way too much. All owned by Funimation, Toei Animation, Fuji TV. But like I was so pissed because I'm in the middle of watching Dragon Ball Z right now, and I'm on currently I'm on season 9. Like the Kid Buu saga hasn't even picked up yet. It's still
Super Buu.
Yeah, it's still Super Buu. And actually I'm literally on the episode where Super Buu goes into the hyperbolic time chamber to go fight Gotenks.
Yeah.
And I was so pissed because when he bought it, I was still only in like the Frieza saga, and now I'm all the way to there, and he's only into season 2 of Dragon Ball.
On a level of 1 to me owning all of Afro Samurai from a grab bag, man.
I was fucking pissed. Fucking, like, I swear to God, you buy shit just to scorn me.
No, I don't do that.
A lot of this, sometimes you do. Sometimes and I swear it all goes back. Yeah, I swear it all goes back to when we first met, and I was like, "Oh, hey Charles, look, I got an Xbox 360." And like 2 weeks later, I got live, long before you did.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, it all goes back to that moment of like a week later after owning my Xbox. I had live, and you had your Xbox for what, like 2-3 years?
Yeah.
And you hadn't picked up live yet because you didn't need it. And, and I had it all, so I was like, I got live, I can play games. I don't know why, but I had also bought in Brutal Legend like 2 months before I'd even owned a 360. It was like $6 when I picked it up. I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna get one anyway.
You have the weird subconscious desire to screw with you.
All based on that one event. Oh yes, one more game. I accidentally completely skipped over it because I saw the Fatal Frame. There's also a trailer for the new Star Wars Battlefront game.
Yes, which comes out in November.
That's right, it does come out in November. It looks really pretty. It looks like it might be really fun. However, it might also just be a Call of Duty clone but with Star Wars.
No, it's not, because it's made by EA.
That's very true.
Which means it's going to be a Battlefield clone. But guess what? I don't care.
because
first it's Battlefront. Second, Battlefield is you have a bunch of reinforcements and they slowly dwindle because you kill people and you take over command posts. Battlefront was you have a bunch of reinforcements that slowly dwindle down as you kill people and you take over command posts. They're just making the same game, just using the DICE engine. I'm fine with it.
Yeah. We still have a couple minutes. Let's see. So we're always talking about, or for a few years now, we've been talking about how we want to go out on a road trip eventually.
I don't talk about anything.
Well, but we have in the past.
Yeah.
We have in the past talked about how we would love to go on a road trip, and it pisses me off that you and Nate have gone out on a road trip or two.
Yeah.
And I'm so jealous because I really like if I had like I want to join you guys, but I don't have the money.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's why I never like, hey, can I come join you guys because I don't have any money to bring along. But I recently found out that if you don't, okay, that was just a little bleep bloop of Charles sending me something, Sarek sending me something. Fuck, I've just outed us several times.
Fine.
Yeah.
You can't figure out that my name is my name backwards by this point.
Yeah, and there was a video that went up that had my name in it. Our buddy Michael said my name. It's Brady, but you know, we would prefer if you just PK and Sarek. It's just kind of how we. It's how I would like to go about it.
You can Google me. I'll actually show up if you Google Sarek Serum.
Yeah.
First page of links.
And I think I will too if you look up PK the World. But if you don't know the YouTuber Olin Rogers, he does great fucking hilarious content.
Yep. If you don't know who this is, you're an idiot.
You're an idiot. And he did the he was in the
He's in Balloon Shop.
Balloon Shop.
Back when he was in high school with a group of friends. Which don't watch any Olin Rogers first if you've never watched him. Go find Balloon Shop. Olin Rogers is the circular-faced happy person.
Hey, Aaron!
Watch that first. Watch all of that first. Then go watch Overwatch.
I look like a hush puppy.
He went from that to becoming a comedian, so there's a jump.
There's a big jump. And when you do move on to the Olin Roger stuff, I really recommend the Rollin' with Olin videos. Or no. Ghost in the Stalls. Ghost in the Stalls. You have to start with Ghost in the Stalls. That is some funny shit. And then he did a new one recently of one of those, and fucking with his next door neighbor.
Yeah.
That was great. But I'm not sure if he owns it or if he's a partial owner or something, but he is in association with a place called the Soda Parlor in Nashville, Tennessee, and that's kind of a place where I want to go when we have, like, you know, road trip money.
Traveling money.
Yeah, traveling money. Just kind of go out and do fucking
Nashville,
whatever.
Tennessee.
Go to Nashville. Go to Whitesville, White.
You know how far that is, right?
All the way on the East Coast. Yeah, past Texas. Well, but I want to go. I want to go to Texas anyway, just to see Rooster Teeth Studios, because I'm a goober. But I kind of want to go there because, like, if you go to the Soda Parlor's website, they have a whole bunch of, like, custom sodas that they make and custom malts that they make, and they all look so fucking yummy because they're in little mason jars when they serve them to you, and oh, they look so good. Yeah, like that's my thing is I want to go to this soda shop.
It's your thing.
That's my thing. Let's see. Oh yes. Now that I'm looking at the list again. So back to the topic of Fatal Frame. So I was watching, and you don't particularly care for him as a YouTuber,
No.
but I was watching Markiplier's Let's Play series for Fatal Frame 2, the Crimson Butterfly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Two's Crimson, two's... Love two.
And there's at one point, I believe it's a family house that he's going to, the Osaka family house or something like that. And he says it with a southern drawl, and all I could think of was this constant running joke between you and I, where, like, if you watch fucking, I swear to God, it's nearly every anime where they have a character from Osaka, they all have a southern drawl.
It's probably a cultural thing.
It's probably just a cultural reference,
that
yeah.
we don't get.
But, like, if you watch, it's Azumangadayo.
Azumangadayo has a character nicknamed Osaka.
And she has a thick southern drawl.
And,
Magical Shopping Arcade Amanabashi. Which I found out is Gynax.
Yeah. How did you not know it was Gynax?
Well, I knew that Hiroyuki Imaishi had worked on it, but I didn't know if it was something that, like, he had worked on, like, while he was briefly away from Gynax, or if it was... Because, whenever I saw some of the cases, I never saw the Gynax, logo anywhere on it. And so ADV Gynax, yeah. And yeah, if you ever watch Magical Shopping Arcade Amanabashi, both of the characters are from Osaka.
Yeah.
Sick, just fucking thick southern drawls.
Yep.
And I think you're right. It's just a cultural thing that we just don't know. Like, people from Osaka are the Texans of Japan or something. I don't know. Now I'm just kind of jumping around from different stuff. Topic of anime still. So 2009. 2009 was the end of my freshman year.
Yes.
When these conventions happened. Well, one of them was in the middle of my freshman year. And we live in the Northwest, so any of you who are from the Northwest know the two conventions we're talking about. Komori-Con and Sakura-Con. Sakura-Con is up in Seattle and is a lot of fun and silly, and I've never been, but you have.
Yeah.
You've always said it's a lot of fun. And the Sakuracon 2009 video that was on television. If any of you know of the Goth Kid Garuga Mesh meme, that's where that started from. Was this fucking Sakuracon 2009 commercial. I go back and I watch that video like once a year. It's so embarrassing just to watch. And then the KomoriCon 2009 video, which we didn't have, or KomoriCon didn't have a commercial.
No.
But they had a group called the Anime Hunters, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah. They came in and did a video, and this was like the one and only year we went to the opening ceremony. Because opening ceremonies are fucking boring. It's always just the same shit every year. These are the rules. Here's a video on the rules. And that's what this video was. And it's goofy, it's silly, it's fucking stupid. And it's one of those things where I look back on it and go, oh my god, what was freshman year me thinking? But at the same time, like, I go back and, like, I watch that video and it reminds me of how fun that year was. And it was really a lot of fun watching our friend threaten what's-his-face to leave me the fuck alone.
Oh, yeah.
When we were both... So, the story for that is... This guy that I knew, I'm not going to elaborate on the story because it's a personal story, blah, 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 was just being a total douche to me, walked up to me, said some nasty shit to me, and our buddy, I'm trying to think of an alias that, Belden. We'll just call him Belden. Okay. He fucking... I got all salty and pissed off, and he was just like, hold on, I got something. And he goes and follows the guy. And it was like, no, I got this. I'm thinking he's gonna beat the fuck out of the dude, and we're gonna get kicked out of the convention. Yeah. And I'm like, we're stuck here all fucking day. Don't get us kicked out the first fucking day. And you're there, we're both standing side by side looking at a mirror that's looking down at the hallway, watching this thing transpire. We don't know a damn word that they're saying to each other. We're just watching. And we're both just going, so what do you think? Is he going to throw the punch? I don't know. Do you think he's going to throw a punch? I don't know. It's just like this long, like, 5-minute thing where we're not sure if a punch is going to get thrown, and if some asshole is going to land face first on the ground, just knock the fuck out. Yeah. And then our buddy Belden just walks back and is like, okay, it's all done. Everything's fixed. What'd you do? Don't worry about it. And I never asked him what he said. Like, we're personally no. Well, I still consider him a friend, but we're not in contact anymore. Yeah. Like, I'm sure if I could get back into contact with him, it would be like the whole thing. Oh, hey, we haven't talked in a while. High five. You know, the whole thing. But it's just kind of how that works with some people. You just kind of fall out of some friendships.
Yeah, that happens.
And I really want to get back in contact with him now just to ask him what he said. And, like, maybe bring him on very briefly and like, okay, so we mentioned this story last week, or last episode. Can you elaborate so that the rest of the audience can get in on the know? But yeah, it was, oh, hey, you're looking at where I live. And it was a whole thing, and, like, it was a good year. It was a great first year for a convention. Last day kind of sucked, though. Yeah. Because we live in Vancouver, which is, like I said, it's only like 20 minutes away from Portland. But that's in a car. Like, if you want to get to Portland to Vancouver, or Vancouver to Portland, you have to cross a bridge. You have to go through, like, miles of interstate. Yep. It's a big, long thing. You can't walk it from downtown bumfuck nowhere Portland. Yeah. Because you don't know where north is, technically. Like, yeah, you look at a street sign that says north. Well, okay, so that way, but that's not going to lead me to a highway that I can't walk on in the first place. To get onto a highway, which I can't walk on in the first place. To get onto a bridge, which I can walk on. Across the river, into Vancouver, and then several more miles to get home. Like, it would have been like a 10, 15 mile journey, essentially. So it's last day, him and I are stuck there, because I had gotten a ride from we had gotten a ride from his mother.
Yeah.
And she had dropped us off, and she had promised that she was going to pick us up at, the convention ended at 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That she was going to pick us up at about 3:30, 4 o'clock. So, we're just kind of hanging out. We had said goodbye to you. By around 3:30, 4 o'clock, we're waiting. 5 o'clock rolls around. We're waiting. We're freaking out. We're getting people, we're like trying to bum people's phones so we can try and get a fucking pin on somebody. We find out that his mom had a panic attack and she didn't want to come pick us up because she wasn't, and I totally understand now.
Yeah.
If you're under that kind of stress, you really don't want to be behind the wheel of a car. You really don't. That's just dangerous to begin with. But at the same time, it's like, if this is going on, you need to contact somebody else who can come get us.
Yeah.
Like, that is the adult thing to do. Hey, look, like, calling up my mother. Hey, look, I can't do this. I'm having this go on. The boys are in Portland. And it just never dawned on her. So, I believe it was like a combination of his mother getting a hold of my mother and me calling my mom and going, "Oh, Mommy! We're stuck in Portland." And then like another hour and a half passes and my uncle shows up out of the fucking blue.
Yeah.
And all I felt was the sigh of relief of, I'm not stuck in Portland. I'm not stuck in a fucking big city that I don't know where I might get stabbed. And then we got sweet potato french fries from fucking Burgerville. And it was good. And yeah, it was a whole experience. It was still a good first convention. And then the second convention was still in Portland, and it was a whole big thing, and it was even more fun. Yeah, like, if you've never gone to an anime convention, for one, do your research.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, I didn't do my research really for KomoriCon. I just knew it was a convention in Portland. It had been happening for a couple of years, or a few years up to that point. And I was like, yeah, sure, let's, I kind of want to go. I hadn't connected with any of you guys from school.
Yeah.
That, this was a thing, and I was going to go, and we should all go. Okay. And, yeah, and then magically I ran across you and everybody from, our anime club, and it was fun, it was awesome, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, like, conventions are fun. Go to them if you haven't gone to one. If you have the right kind of friends, you'll have a blast. But definitely go with friends.
Yeah.
Don't go alone. Don't go in thinking you're not gonna have fun. Definitely is like a big thing. Go in and have fun.
Definitely.
Like, and bring some money. Bring some money, even if it's not to buy shit at the booths or at the artist alley or anything like that. Bring money just for fucking food, or bring a packed lunch. Because you will get hungry. You will walk everywhere and you will get fucking hungry. I can promise you that. So that's pretty much it. I mean, we still have a couple of other topics to talk about, but we're all out of time. Mostly because we're now at about probably an hour, hour and a half, which is about usually what we want the videos to be at, around hour to 2 hours.
Yeah.
So next time we'll cover those topics. I'll have a shit ton more to bring up next time.
Probably.
Trust me. It'll just be random bullshit. You gotta start giving me topics so that you can start talking more.
I have to look up things for important topics.
And also, but I also gotta tone myself down because I do just go on.
No, it's fine. You're the energy.
I don't know why I'm the energy.
Because you're passionate and you pick topics that you can talk about and have spent time thinking about. And my topic points are usually like, yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't care. It's a thing. Yeah, so that's kind of it. Next episode, we'll talk about, well, let's see, what haven't I talked about? That. No. Next episode, we'll talk about John dies at the end. The differences between the movie and the book. Possibly also we'll talk about, this book is full of spiders, fancy suits, and...
Oh, futuristic violence and fancy suits.
Futuristic violence and fancy suits. Streaming services for music, movies, and games. Are they still... Are they going to beat out physical copies or not? Our conclusion is no.
Yeah.
But we'll elaborate more next time. And because I think it's a really cute fucking show, I want to bring up Steven Universe.
Okay.
Because it's fucking sweet. It's so it's just so joyful. It's so pretty and happy, and I've never really happened across a cartoon that's so adult but also so childlike.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's all stuff for next time. Actually, that's actually no. Those were the 3 things we didn't talk about on my list of like 21 things.
Yep.
Woohoo! I feel so accomplished. But of course, a lot of those, it was like, shit, I want to talk about the Dragon Ball thing. Get that out of the way, get that out of the way, fuck that thing, fuck that thing. So yeah, we'll be back in the next episode. Also, some pictures that are going to go up now are some of Sarak's personal belongings and his setup for stuff.
Oh, goodness.
Like his collection of anime and movies and his gaming setup, which you won't be able to see what consoles are where, but I'll add little arrows that says this is what this is what that is.
Actually show this off.
His gaming wall, his fucking comic collection, it's fucking ridiculous. But it's awesome all at the same time. Those pictures are currently scrolling right now. Like, look at those. Look at all those fucking gaming consoles. This is bullshit, isn't it?
I apologize that I have money.
Thank you, future me, for editing that. But yeah, we'll be back next time. We'll have some fun talking about some more bullshit. You want to send us out?
What do you want me to say?
I don't know.
Well, that was good. Be sure to tune in next time when we talk about other things that are also as rambling. Maybe I'll be more perky. Maybe I won't. Is that a good ending?
That was fantastic. Alright guys, we'll see you next time.
Go look at all of our crap.
Yeah, we have a whole bunch of crap.
We have a lot of stuff. I'm gonna be working on more of this crap because I have stuff I can do in the background.
Yeah. Actually, there will be daily content from you.
I'm gonna try to.
He's gonna try for daily content. I'm gonna try for as well at least a video a day. So there will be at least 2 videos a day, except for on EXP'd Gaming days. There will be 3.
We'll at least we'll tack on this update. We're doing things.
Yeah, we're trying.
Maybe.
We have the means now for all of us to be doing something. So it's like, yeah, do the thing. God, I never realized just how loud I can get.
You can be really loud. You should leave in the scream at the beginning.
just to give your... What do you mean leave it in? It's already in.
So thank you for being here. And,
yeah.
putting credence into this long ramble.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to us. I think me in particular just slowly devolve into madness. Yeah, we'll see you guys next time. It will be a week or 2, maybe another month or 2.
It'll be at some point.
It'll be at some point. Bye, guys.